Next up at UFC Vegas 88, we have Gerald Meerschaert taking on Bryan Bam Bam Barberena. Even I was confused. There are 2 fighters on this card. Ironically, 2 fighters on this card nicknamed Bam Bam, and both of them are fighting on their birthday, no?
Is that
somebody
actual
said
fact?
I know Bryan Barberena is fighting on his birthday, and I thought somebody said Tai Tuivasa was, but somebody might have said
wild.
Somebody said Tai Tuivasa was, but they may have said that because they might have saw somewhere else where somebody said Bam Bam's fighting on his birthday, and then
May 3rd is Bryan Barberena's birthday, so
he's the one. Oh, come on, Tai. That would be wild. The birthday boys with a Z.
Well, we already missed one.
Oh.
March 16th. It's Tai Tuivasa's birthday, but it's May 3rd for Bryan Barberena.
Okay. So then somebody saw Bam Bam on Tai Tuivasa, and then because somebody's like, Bryan Barberena is not losing on his birthday. Well, anyway, we got Gerald Meerschaert taking on Bryan Bam Bam Barberena. And when we talk about this, we'll try not to say Bam Bam constantly because somebody commented Bam Bam is going to be Jacob's lock of the week. And I replied saying, but Tuivasa is a favorite, not realizing or not recognizing immediately it was Bryan Barberena who was speaking.
Who do you, just real quick before we really get into this breakdown, because I think it's important.
Something so stupid's coming. What?
This is.
I was just at a water park with the kids for 2 days. You think I have any self-control left or whatever? The patience? I have no patience left.
You can't hit
So
them.
what's your stupid question?
Me.
What's your stupid question?
I was just gonna ask an honest question. If you think that me or the meerkat have better eyes, he's got beautiful eyes. Those are soft, gentle eyes.
He's got like sad under it. Yours aren't sad. Yours are like
his is like
backed up and lonely. You know what I mean?
He's the guy that you see at the end of the bar at like 3 a.m. just having. I bet he drinks a nice stiff whiskey. And you're looking at him, and you just keep looking at him. You make eye contact a few times, and he gives you one of these. So you go over and start talking to him, and you guys are having a good time. And then it's 4 a.m.
It's about
and
to get weird here.
Okay.
We got Gerald Meerschaert taking on Bryan Barberena. Gerald Meerschaert, 35-17 overall. He is 2-3 in his last 5, riding a 2-fight skid. He's taking on Bryan Bam Bam Barberena. Similar type record. Not as many fights, but 18-11 overall. 2-3 in his last 5, riding a 3-fight skid. Gerald Meerschaert, we know him by now. He's a very good grappler who's always live for a submission. Wrestling isn't great. Takedowns aren't great. Striking isn't great. But he is improving in those areas. He's a bit chinny, but he can hang. He has 52 fights. That wasn't as fast as I normally do it, but I am tired. 52 fights under his belt. So with that comes a lot of experience and some improvements over time. He is a very incredible grappler, very, very talented, very, very dangerous, never out of a fight, can get his ass completely kicked and then pull a submission off late. He doesn't quit on himself, and those submissions are always live. He averages a little over 2 takedowns per fight. He's got a very low 37% takedown accuracy, and he is coming off of that close decision loss to Andre Petroski, where if he wasn't chinny early, he actually probably would have won that decision. He looked really good in that fight against the big, jacked up, powerful wrestler in Andre Petroski. He's taking on Bryan Barberena. This guy's a fun brawler. He likes to come forward. He's got a good enough gas tank. He's a busy striker, not very technical, but he's got good enough gas, good enough pressure to just stay in fights, move forward, bomb away, and stay in your face. Decent wrestling, decent grappling, but he doesn't even use it. His entire game plan is, I'm going to hit you, you're going to hit me, I'm going to try to hit you again. And he fights basically how he looks, just like he's just there swinging wild, trying to make something fun and make something happen. Both of these guys are on unfortunate losing skids. I do think they're very different skids, though. Meerschaert has been a little bit chinny. He had that KO loss to Pfeiffer, and then he got dropped against Petroski, which if he didn't get dropped, he may have won that fight. Whereas Barberena is losing to grapplers. He can't defend a takedown. He was taken down 18 times in his last 3 fights, and if he is taken down, in this fight at least, he's probably going to lose 4 in a row. Bryan's going to wing wild overhands, probably overcommit. Gerald Meerschaert will shoot a takedown, eventually get one. And then Gerald Meerschaert is either going to squeak out a decision or more likely snack up a submission and get it done. Meerschaert is going to be the pick here, but he's a hard guy to trust because he is a little bit chinny. But Meerschaert is going to be the pick. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I'm always going to be honest with the people. I'm never going to try to steer them in one direction or the other. In this matchup, I don't know what to expect. I mean, this is such a hard fight to gauge, to judge. This could be a back and forth, boring striking match going to a decision, maybe a split decision, something weird. There could be a weird scramble, or Gerald gets a takedown and submits Bryan. I wouldn't be surprised. There could be a situation where Bryan storms across the octagon, lays a decent shot on Gerald. Gerald kind of shells up, and Bryan is laying some nice volume to get a TKO win. Wouldn't be surprised. And when I say that, and why I say that, is because you would have to put a fucking blowtorch to my nutsack to fucking put money on Gerald Meerschaert at minus 230. I don't know who's doing it. And people were doing it at minus 180, minus 190, minus 200, minus 210. People keep pushing this line. And I guess they see that Bryan Barberena is getting submitted and Gerald's got 27 submission wins, whatever it is, and 1 + 1 is going to equal 2. And that could happen. And maybe people that are doing this are going to win their bet, and they're thinking, oh, I'm so smart doing it. But it's a tough guy to trust because he's a slow starter. He doesn't have good takedowns. He does get hit. He's got underrated power. But this dude, Bryan Barberena, is going to be
tough as hell.
His face. So, with all that said, I do believe that Gerald is going to win this fight. Because when somebody doesn't have one-punch knockout power, he's usually pretty good, right? I mean, I don't want to say pretty good, but he's usually pretty durable. If somebody has really big one-punch power, that's how they can get him. That's how they can snipe him. But if you just have like Andre Petrosky in that fight has looping power, but it's not like really big power. And Gerald was able to kind of slip with those type of shots. So I think Gerald is going to withstand the onslaught that Bryan Barberena is going to give him, find a way to get this fight to the ground. I honestly think it could be just a boring decision, but I'm going with Gerald, but I don't know if I'm not betting him.
All right, listen, you can't trust him. I said in the breakdown too. I think he wins. You just cannot trust him.
Even though he's got such trusting eyes, you know.
Why does everybody keep calling him Gyllenhaal? I don't think he looks like Jake Gyllenhaal. Is that a thing people say?
Jake Gyllenhaal does not have blue eyes either.
There's like 7 people in the live chat right now. First of all, 400 of you here. Thank you. I welcome all of you on all platforms. So we're on YouTube, Kick, Rumble, and Twitch right now. We're streaming to 4 live right now, and there's 400 of you. We appreciate all of you. Why the hell are people saying he looks like Jake Gyllenhaal? I don't see it.
Maybe they're talking about Bryan Barberena.
I looked at these pictures and I was like, which one could potentially be Jake Gyllenhaal? Not that one.
I mean, both are good-looking guys.
Bryan Barberena's not a bad-looking dude.
Jake Gyllenhaal. I made a shirt one time that said, "Who is my top 3 if I was gay?" And Jake Gyllenhaal was number 1. So, do you have a top 3?
No. It'd be like that King of Queens episode where I say somebody that's very achievable. Where he was laying with Carrie in bed, and she was like, "If you had a hall pass, who would you?" And he was like, Marilyn Monroe, like just somebody super famous. It'll never happen. And then, oh no, sorry, it's the other way around. She was like, "I think it would be like Richard Gere, somebody super famous that she would never meet or have the opportunity." Then it was his turn. He's like, "I think the cashier at ShopRite." So that was me with the gay answer here. If
I think
were
he
gay,
has.
it's just
so
like,
it would be like your neighbor.
Billy. Yeah, Billy. Yeah,
it would be your neighbor.
Somebody achievable that I know.
It would be the guy living across the street who happened to be in the room alone with you on Saturday night. And that's the
nobody was alone. There was 7 people in that room. We packed that house. Anyway, we got to finish this breakdown.
We were packing.
$9,100 in DraftKings for Gerald Meerschaert. Do you trust him enough for DraftKings, or you just don't trust him with your money?
I think Jake has hazel eyes.
Okay. Do you trust Gerald Meerschaert at $9,100 in DraftKings?
What do you think?
Well, DraftKings money isn't real money. I do think Gerald Meerschaert in a DraftKings fantasy lineup, certainly not a cash lineup, but certainly some of the larger field tournament entries, I do think that $9,100 may be worth that money. Bryan Barberena at $7,100, maybe a little bit of exposure. He can walk in, land a couple of massive punches, and then move on, but that's about it. What's that noise?
Gobbler said, GM3 will stalk you in a bar, wait for you to get doozy, then cut you up in his apartment.
Those eyes. Well, if you want to send some money, we'll send you access to our website. Just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. It's only $10 for an entire month. And that month will get you 4 safety parlays. That month will get you 4 weeks of bets and picks and round line leads, 4 weeks of the spreadsheet, 4 weeks in the line movement tracker, 4 weeks of the DraftKings optimizer. WeWantPicks.com. Just click Become a Member at the top. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.